ambiance. And there's quite the lineup there. Sixer gonna get both Pensky and his teammate XMS.
Was there any question that Fox was going to repeat that?
Of course not. It's going to happen.
He loves it. He loves it, man. Dignitas ill-equipped at present. Jacob with a lowly CZ, not what it used to be. Still a deadly weapon. Envious quietly moving into position. Soon that smoke will be gone from control room. And, well, Kremen has moved into a different position for the time being. So let's see what the play is from Envy. The vent is unbroken. So it's hard for them to make plays without revealing some position. Jacob's been spotted by Scream. I don't know if Scream made a step there. 20 seconds now, that bomb needs to get planted. So I think Scream is... Oh, he's trying to... Oh, he's got a bomb? Okay, I thought maybe he's trying to make a play. But whatever they were trying to do, it's not really working out. RPK left alone with 9 seconds, and he can just go into A and plant the bomb, but he's going to commit to the B bomb site. Oh, no. Just about didn't have time. Dies after time as well. That was awkward.
So
that was very awkward.
With the awkwardness put aside for the end of that round, Dignitas can get themselves some work here. And the problem is for me, for Dignitas, like a winning condition for them would be to win this first half. I really feel like that would be so crucial because I'm afraid for them of just clashing against the CT side of Envious, and that seems to be where they're strong, but where most teams are going to be strong on this map. But this is their choice. They've proven themselves quite effective even against the likes of G2 on this one. Jacob, though, with the auto shotgun, you love to see it. Oh, come on. Oh, Tech9 should not be an auto shotgun, James. I feel like this is it's not what should happen in the universe. But that's the world we live in.
Flying auto shotgun, I'm not sure how effective that is. But the round will go to Dignitas, so they're giving themselves a fighting chance for the second half. How do you feel, Daze? Talk to me.
What are we watching, James? What are we watching right now, man?
Well, the half will soon be over. And we'll see what Dignitas have to offer on the second half. Yeah, CT side has been difficult for them.
Really difficult, to be honest. Been outplayed in many rounds, and Scream looking to just get himself a lot of entry frags here with the help of RPK on the upper side. It's going fairly well. Just down to Happy gets one of the last remaining trades, or the last remaining trade, in fact. Now it's just a 1 versus 1 against Fox. He's got the AWP, all the nades. And Happy will get himself a plant on the lower bomber sites. Hard times ahead here for Fox in this 1 versus 1. A lot of time for Happy to reposition should he so desire. And he does desire. Fox looking for the bomb. He will find the bomb. Now it's all about the process of deduction or using that smoke for pressure, tapping the bomb. Would have been lovely just to see a hold there. Although Happy has the angle through the door. Fox has to get the kill here to make this work at this point. It's not looking too likely. That bomb is very close to detonation. He's going for the hold now. There's no other choice. Happy knows it. He'll go for the peak and he'll finish him off. Very well played there from Happy. And that's going to be the 11-4 for Envious. They won the pistol and they just generally look quite dominant here on that T side.
I was just waiting for that grenade to bounce back and kill Fox. Just waiting for it. It's like it just had to happen. It didn't, but it should have. I think that's what we did, what we needed, what we deserved. But there we go. 4 rounds on the board for Dignitas, moving into the T pistol. This is going to be crucial for them. Envy full Kevlar. Quite a lot of utility here for Dignitas on their pistol round. So let's see what they're trying to do. Happy going into the vent dive before the T's. With the smoke there, actually, it would be a good place to get the knife out. If you're in the vents and somebody jumps on top of you, it's always been a one-click, right-click for me. But anyway, don't know the science behind it. RPK patiently taking his pot shots.
It's a really hard angle to get headshots, to be honest. Even likes of RPK struggling. But XMS, he's had a good game so far. This would be an amazing clutch should he be able to make it happen. And with the USP, you never know. Just there's one pop. All it takes is just 2 more. How hard could it be? 7 bullets left here in the clip. There for XMS as he tries to get these heads rolling. There's another one. 1 bullet left. He is absolutely mental here. Had time to go for a reload there. Maybe continue to fight, but it's all good. He'll get some extra cash from the last couple of kills here. I wonder if he'll go for a full save, or if one player will. I mean, at least Sixer, you'd imagine, with the AWP save. But even Sixer purchasing a 5.7. So a few scary pistols here for Envious on this force buy. Minus Sixer. So now this is the spot where you can see a team like Dignitas who aren't going to use drilled on all the maps where they could struggle to play an efficient anti-eco. So it's a spot where Envious could get a lot of value, where against other teams they might not get as much value, especially on Nuke. Nuke is a good map, right, for the force buys.
What's your force buy strat on CT of Nuke? DayZ.
I like having like 3 ramp, 1 upper. Upper guy usually has a smoke. To like pre-smoke door or hut or something like that, just to feign presence, right? And then you could play even like 1 vent or something, and then 3 ramp, and then 1 guy spotting outside. And if you see them take secret, right? Then depending on how many you see, you either could stack lower or you could stack underneath heaven. Because most people either go underneath heaven, ramp, or secret, and you're kind of close to everything, right? So if they come ramp and you have a good setup, where like somebody take contact, you throw a nice pop flash, win the round. If you think they're going to go underneath heaven, obviously you have a bunch of people there. And you can even have the upper guy if you want. He can obviously just go back to heaven, right? Pretty easily. And then that scouter outside could like take a shot, just make sure he stays alive. Go back to city spawn or something.
I like it. I like it. A plan which has a lot of potential for a quick adaptation.
Seems happy with 7 HP, so let's hold on to his Falama and 5.7. Sixers picks up some toys as well, which is unfortunate in the sense that I would like him to push purely because we can see what health Dignitas have, so there's more damage to be done, but Envy will never know. They will never know. They will never know. I look forward to the buy rounds from Envious, and because there are 2 players surviving, I think we might see a quite slow anti-eco round from Dignitas. You know, there are still some toys out for Envy, so they have every reason to be careful. It's definitely not going to be a USP round. Sixer can throw his 5.7 to the other player, one of his other players, and indeed he will drop it to RPK. So we've got 2 5.7s in play and the UMP.
Yeah, that's good damage generally from Envious there. I would say acceptable damage. And the Deagles are always worrying. There's one on XMS. Again, XMS is not the player that you look at Envious's lineup and you're like, oh, this is the guy that will do all the damage. But he has been having a particularly good game so far. Happy also doing a rather good job. Some damage coming in. Looked like it could have been so much more, but a double grenade from Fox, eliminating both XMS and Scream, will make life very simple now for the Dignitas side in this anti-eco.
It would be even better. So the upper guy has like smoked eagle. He smokes, he just runs around the rafters just to make noise. Then he goes back to heaven. Then you have like your scouter outside trying to tag people, just getting.
I was just waiting.
If they ever come ramp, right? You just make sure you throw the flash when they commit. Everybody fights. So you win the round if they come ramp for sure. As long as you set it up right, right?
In order to CSGO pistols, I think absolutely.
Yep.
As well.
And then you just have to choose, right? Because if they go outside, they're almost certainly going to go either underneath heaven or secret, and you just guess. And then as long as you have a good setup for it, you have a really good chance of winning the round.
There we go. Someone steal that. Somebody steal it. Use it, abuse it. Buy time for the for both teams. Sixer will be on the AWP. Happy playing off angle, and Fox is surely
Yeah, there's no way he checks this.
looking to become the first victim. There we go. Nice spray with the M4A4. So he's still continuing with the M4A4 Happy. And that's going to speed up the push. Seems the split was attempted by Dignitas, so they're going to commit to it. Tensky opening the proceedings. RPK on the low ground, trying to defend. Second kill for him, almost the third, but Jacob will save his teammate. Scream on the high ground, where RPK likes to abuse. Players will finish things off for a solid defense from Envy.
Running through a smokeout hut.
How do you feel about that?
Pretty bad.
Seems Fox's death made them execute the rest of their plan.
Yeah, I don't know why.
No matter what.
Running through a 1x1 doorway through a smoke. Good luck.
So I think it's safe to say that this is not Dignitas' best map from what we've seen so far. But I didn't, again, I mean, with the age of the team, I didn't expect it to go well. I did say I think it could go either way, but, you know, on reflection, not just hindsight, I think in theory it should be favourable to Envy.
I like how Happy didn't really challenge there. He's prioritizing staying alive at this point and delaying, because there is a lot of players that would take the engagement that Happy had there. He was very conservative, and he just instead takes another off angle somewhere else, bought time. Eventually the T's are going to force the issue, and you can see there he gets a 1v1. He wins the first one, gets traded, but he's bought so much time for his teammates now to adjust. XMS is down there by control room, and obviously it's quite early in the round, so you don't want to overreact and give the T's loads of time. You don't want to give them loads of map control and loads of time. You're going to give them lots of map control, at least give them low time so they have less options. Dignitas are moving towards the heaven position. Chrome in a great spot there. Oh wow, the flash coming in, and it's a tiny bit too late there. RPK still able to get the trade though, as Croman is peering over the rafters down in towards the main position. But now it's Jacob alone, so Envious has done a good job here. It's handling all these like micro situations all across the map, getting the small edges, trying to assess the situation, respond with rotation and well-chosen battles. Now Jacob in a 1 versus 3 clutch. He can get the bomb down, I think, so there's that. But can he hold 1 versus 3?
He's got some utility, but he has no idea when a player is going to come around the corner, so he can't really afford to draw any grenades in a 1 versus 3 with the double doors open to boot. You may hear some running, spotting one of the players, but he can't win the first duel against RPK. So that's round number 13 for Envy. I don't see a way that Dignitas can really stop Envy on Nuke.
No, I agree. I think Envious is just a much better Nuke team at the moment. And everything I've seen from Envious, they look very comfortable. And Happy as well. Again, I always look to see how he plays outside, because he typically is going to be the player playing secret. And in some of the setups, they've played outside very passively. I think that's quite smart, because Dignitas are going to be a team that will like to go outside. So it's easier to play rotations and not take those open aim battles, where Dignitas will find more comfort and instead play much more conservatively. So you see Happy is not really in that secret position as he normally would be in most of these rounds. Might come in on the flank though, but XMS is down there by control room there. Understanding the rotation of Dignitas, the movement, and Happy's coming in the flank. So this is a perfect setup here for Envy.
Yeah, XMS and Scream can run distraction. Scream picked off, but the positioning for the CTs is just too great, leaving Tensky alone in a 1 versus 4. Easy shutdown for Envy so far. Tensky with the UMP. That's all he has at the moment. XMS in control, looking the wrong way, however. So there's an upgrade to be had, an AK to be collected. There's a minute on the clock, and Tensky has opportunities for 1 versus 3s. Draws Happy out by opening the doors. And now he's down to 2. Looking for the 4K is Tensky. Still has reasonable time on the clock to have a look around. Flashbang towards ramp. Doesn't quite draw RPK out though towards the, in the vent. Tensky could have checked the vents. Chose not to. 25 seconds now. And the bomb pressure starts to rise. RPK and Sixer. RPK was around the vent position, and Tedeschi was just looking in the wrong direction. It was a bad situation. He did the best he could. He did some damage, which may pay off in future rounds if they are to have any success, but it looks unlikely at the moment.
Again, it's cool for me because Envious are just kind of, with their strategy, their approach, are showing that they're very confident playing Nuke, and that they don't have to, that they can win with just smart decisions as opposed to out-fragging Dignitas. And put it, because if you took G2 for example, I'm pretty convinced G2 are going to play much more aggressively outside than we're seeing Envious play. We're going to see, the likes of Kenny S and Shocks doing a lot more. But largely speaking, once again, you can see that it's very passive here. Sixer with an AWP on this position might be one of the first times we've seen it. Typically, there's not a strong presence or strong eyes on the outside pushes from Dignitas. And now that there is with Sixer, he's just going for it. 2 quick kills and spotting another player, understanding that one is jumping up towards him. All the information's there, and he got 2 kills. So this really hurts the chances of Dignitas doing much in this round.
There's the bomb in absolute no man's land. Rubino forced out into the open. It's like when you're, you've got a gangster in a saloon, and all the cops with the horses are outside. And it's a matter of time before he has to come outside and face the music.
Yeah, an interesting thing for me in this round, in that round as well, is that we didn't see, I don't think, any smokes outside. Obviously, Dignitas could find a way to have a purchase where they have some smokes. So obviously, one of the things that tells me is, again, just generally due to the lack of AWP presence outside that we have seen in some of the rounds from Envious, perhaps they just want to think, okay, we hope that there won't be an AWP. We hope that we can get fights, because we don't know how else to open up the map if we don't get fights outside.
Well, this is looking like a free win for Envy at the moment. Very nice map veto pick, if I may say so myself. The credit to them for that. Sixer, the double scope just covers enough for Jacob to get a nice pick there. Moving quickly around towards the rafters position, and it seems that it's not over just yet for Dignitas. 4 versus 2 situation. Jacob in the heaven position. The shoulder picking shows him scream, and he'll take his head off with a very nice burst. XMS spotting some plays towards the garage. There's Tedeschi in the red, but will he look for a second player? Of course not. Fox to trade. 8th round on the board for Dignitas. Let's see what the money's like for Envy. Not very good.
Yeah, it's not the best. But that said, they can still get buys UMPs and so on. And I think, right now the way that they're playing, they don't need an AWP as well. They can very much get away without it.
This is an interesting buy.
It is, isn't it? I think they could have got UMPs onto everybody. I think. Yeah, absolutely. So they're just deciding to play conservatively here. But they could have just not bought
What is this buy, Dave?
then.
What is the meaning of this?
I have no idea.
It's really weird.
I don't understand.
Miscommunication, surely.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt that it's not on purpose.
Yeah, I can't figure out what this is. But let's see what it does. That's the important thing. Chroma taken by surprise, and it's basically an eco rush with the odd M4. and there we go. Well, what about that one?
Well, if you can kill everyone and pick the guns up, I suppose it doesn't really matter. Envious looking good to win it, and they will. 16-8, a convincing win on map 1 from Envious on their home choice of Nuke against Dignitas.
I mean, you can just see the difference in CT sides. Envious on their T side was able to just come up on people behind them all the time. The rotates were like really poor on Dignitas. They didn't really know how to make sure everything was covered, especially in like 4v4s and stuff. And then you see on Envious, if Happy was secret, then everybody knew how to react. If Happy was outside listening for secret, then XMS would go lower and he'd have his spot where he played in the window, right? And it was just a completely like, one team was well drilled and one team just was running around.
To me, it just says that, it just tells us that Dignitas in their current situation are not ready to play 6 maps yet. Because obviously they have vetoes, but if this map has gone through and they get exploited like that, then it just tells you where they are in the development stage of the team. So I'm not sure what else there is to say apart from, you know, clearly Nuke is something they need to work on in future, and Cash should be a much better game for them.
Yeah, I think so.
Mute myself. Yeah, it
Oh,
should
good.
actually be much better, I think, for Dignitas. It's a map where they can get Fox into positions where he can do stuff. He can take the initiative. He can go aggressive. He can try to create openings. They can play.
Well, they can play.
They can play. There's so many. It's like I feel like having Nuke, it sometimes could be a bit like Train. Sometimes it's your AWPers or your playmakers are going to get a lot less opportunities. If you consider that the CT side, it's quite difficult to be aggressive like Cobblestone as well. So you only get that one side where you have to get the playmakers in position to actually open things up, especially if it's a map where you don't have the preparation, because then you've got to rely on that individual player that's your kind of your star to actually get out there and take fights, right? Is that fair to say? Do you think Daze should Cash theoretically be a much better pick, or do you think they'll just get run over?
I mean, I think so. I don't know if you could be much more lost than what they were on Nuke. So I mean,
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's a map they're comfortable with and familiar with, and I think it's a map that's favourable to them as a team. And that's also when you're a new team, I think Cash is going to be a better map than Nuke. So, whereas Nuke, I think that, you know, they were taken way out of their comfort zone, and they're clearly not prepared to play Nuke at a competitive level yet, in my opinion. But Cash is a map they'll be ready for.
So what win conditions are we looking at here? To me, it's just like if they don't get a good CT side, it's over. That's how I feel.
I would go as far as to say that Dignitas needs to be aggressive on their CT side, but I think they're capable of having good halves on both sides. But they need to take control of the match when they want to on their CT side. So they can't just let Envy do whatever they want. But obviously, you need to pick your good timing for that aggression. You can't just be aggressive every single round. So I think they need to be aggressive on their CT side and just play well, perform well. I think they're capable of doing it on Cash.
All right. Well, we do have that match coming up after the break, but today is the last day of the ECS Season 3 online broadcasts. So that means that we have our top four for both Europe and North America locked in for our finals, our LAN finals, which you can go and buy some tickets for if you want to visit and see teams such as FaZe, Astralis, G2, Fnatic, Optic, Liquid, SK and Cloud9 battling it out on the stage in Wembley, in London. Hopefully we'll see you there, but also hopefully we'll see you for the next match. Will be on Cash and Dignitas looking to get it done on their home map.
Do you play Counter-Strike? Do you want to play with the pros? Do you want to play against this guy?
Going in for his team.
Or this guy? Perhaps even this guy. Okay, maybe not him. Goes only at faceit.com.
My name is Forrest.
I'm GetRight.
Freiberg. Want to beat an old timer like me?
Come try us at faceit.com.
The home of all the good stuff.
Are you serious? What is that? How? It's godlike, man. That was a fantastic play.
Don't wanna let these colors fade. Kaleidoscopes inside my head. Just wanna feel like this. Just wanna feel like this forever. wanna feel like this forever.
we go. Dignitas starting on the CT side. Probably